Hello and warm welcome. We are delighted to see you all here today and have a chance join us. My name is Anna. I'm hosting today's session alongside with Tanesha from Kaufland and my colleague Darina from M2E. So we'll be your guides through today's webinar. I think we're good here and thank you again for joining us all today. And to kick things off, I will handle it over to Tanisha from Kaufland. And I think we will dive into the e-commerce and channel world.
Thanks, Anna. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, very nice to have you all here today with us. My name is Tanisha, and I'm an international sales manager with Kaufland Global Marketplace. A huge part of my role is helping sellers establish themselves on our marketplaces and as well as expand to markets across Europe. I've been with the company for 2 years, and so I have a bit of experience in e-commerce, and so I'll be happy to share with you today. All right, so the agenda, we're going to be looking at some facts and figures about us, and then have a quick look at international expansion opportunities that we offer, how exactly we work as a marketplace, and then we have a little something for you at the end. All right, so who are we? We have a two-pronged approach to our marketplace and something that makes us quite well known. We are backed by a huge brand, Schwartz Group, as well as Kaufland Stationery. As you may or may not know, Kaufland Stationery is quite a well-known brand across Europe in about 80 European countries with over 1,800 stores. The Schwartz Group is quite large as well, as also represented across Europe, but something that's also quite interesting is the overall number of shops that we have in over 32 countries. So again, we're a big brand with a wide reach and a big brand awareness. So that keeps us top of mind going forward. In terms of our overall marketplace or e-commerce landscape, one thing that we want to note is that overall, the markets that we're in, we're growing faster than those markets. So, for example, the German e-commerce market has grown by 1.1%. The overall market, markets that we're in terms of countries, has grown by 3.9%. However, Kaufland Global Marketplace has grown by 7.85% as of 2024. These are quite interesting numbers. And so it shows that we're outpacing the overall markets that we've launched in, all total 7. We are a generalist marketplace. And so that pretty much means that you can sell almost anything. I like to say once it is that it's legal. Some of our top categories, top performing categories as of 2024, perfumes and television and trainers, but also bearing in mind that we have brands such as KRH or Philips, and these are quite well known. Hornbach, pretty big in garden and DIY. Something else that's quite interesting is our overall return rate, which is 5.6%, and that is significantly lower than the overall market performance. All right, so again, as indicated previously, we're represented in 7 countries. For example, Kaufland, Germany. Over in total, we have quite a significant number of monthly visitors. So over 32 million visitors monthly in Germany, over 6,400 categories, and over 13,000 sellers. And when we look at our overall brand awareness, it's almost 100%, 96%, and that's really, really good. And so again, we have quite a presence in a number of markets, the top market being, of course, Germany, and we continue to build out into other countries. The newest additions being France, as well as Italy, and we're going to share some information about that in a little while. But also, these are quite interesting big markets as well, that we've expanded to. All right, so these are the 7 countries that we are launched in. As you can see, we've gone on a rapid expansion in the last 4 or 5 years. So we started off in 2021 with Germany, and by 2025, we've gone to Czech, Poland, Austria, as well as France and Italy as of last year. Um, and of course, we continue to expand this year. Some interesting stuff there, but that will be discussed as the year proceeds. So, new markets that we've entered, France and Italy. So, as you know, it's quite important that we understand the overall market characteristics. What are some of the things that customers are looking for, as well as the overall market, the categories, product categories that are interesting for each market. So, for France, of course, it's fashion and electronics, but also quite interesting beauty in terms of overall luxury and so on, and furniture, quite big in the DIY sector. In terms of overall market characteristics, French consumers, they like to shop where it concerns cross-border, especially where price, performance, quality is concerned. So if you have a high product, high quality, they're looking to, of course, have their overall purchasing decision be quantified by that. In terms of Italy, also a high fashion market, electronics, beauty, and furniture the same. But also quite interesting to note is that they're also looking for high service quality. So overall, yeah, in terms of the shipping, in terms of value for money, and so on, these are quite interesting factors that they're yeah, hoping to achieve when shopping on marketplaces. So, Kaufland Global Marketplace, we offer a all-in-one solution. What do we mean by this? Is that we grant brands as well as retailers the opportunity to reach over 139 customers, potential customers, with one registration. Within that, we make things quite easy for you. So we provide you with all the basic steps that you need to onboard, all the various regulatory frameworks that you need to adhere to. All these are provided for you in terms of the prompts, partners that you can work with if you don't already have the information provided. So, for example, if it is that you're working with France, but your product data is not already translated, not to worry. We do offer a free translation service within the service portal, and all it takes is the toggle of a button to turn that on so that you can have that available. Also, with your legal text and customer communication, so that's something that's also taken care of. We also have free multi-channel marketing in all countries. So, for example, when it comes on to Google Shopping, about 70% of our traffic comes from Google. And so it's quite impressive in terms of what we can offer you in terms of marketing that's already included. SEA, SEO, also a factor that is included, as well as marketing monthly campaigns. So, for example, we have Sparkvox, which is something that's done on a monthly basis that sellers can participate in. We also handle the payment processing for you at no additional charge that is included in your monthly subscription, as well as personalized support. This is something that we pride ourselves on at Kaufland Global Marketplace. We work with our club, with our retailers or brands in terms of overall partnership. And that means that we work in tandem with you. We're not leaving you alone to manage your storefronts. We want to ensure that you are offering the best possible service. And that means that we're offering you that first level support on a multi-tiered level. So you're able to call as well as email and so on. And of course, the language is also taken into consideration. So irrespective of the language that you speak, once it's within those 7 country framework, we're able to support you as a seller or a retailer where that is concerned. So on to the fun part. So you're a retailer or brand, you've decided that you are ready to start selling with Kaufland Global Marketplace. The first thing that you're going to do is to register. Once that's completed, you immediately have access to start selling on all 7 channels. As I mentioned before, we offer that all-in-one solution. So during the onboarding phase, we do have those tasks for you to complete and the necessary prompts that fulfills the regulatory frameworks, legal texts, and so on that you have to comply with. Once you have done that, you've set up your sales channel, you then create your product data. This again is quite simple. We provide four options. So those options are CSV file, your third-party integrator, or we have an internal API, as well as you can do it manually. So you provide your EAN, and if that EAN is already being offered on our marketplace, then that information is pulled up. Once all your offers are listed, we go to, of course, your overall inventory transfer and so on. So mentioned again, it's quite easy to sell from one country to the next. You can transfer your inventory from one country to the other. So if you've onboarded everything for Germany, you do not have to recreate that loop. You can transfer your inventory, for example, from Germany to France. So that condenses the overall steps that you'd have to do. As mentioned before, the automated marketing that we offer, we do offer tips on these and tricks, but that is also already included, and you can go ahead and set up your sponsored brand ads, your sponsored product ads, brand ads, of course, if you're a brand owner, vouchers, as well as your seller campaigns, brand ads, as well as vouchers and SBAs are paid options, but they are quite competitive in terms of our overall ACoS when you look at the market comparison. So again, really good options that retailers and brands can tap into. Payment processing is handled by us. We do our payouts between 14 to 21 days to our sellers, and you can do that at your own interval. So there is no set time frame. Once you have funds available, you can go ahead and do your payouts. There is no fee for payouts. So again, that is something that's also taken care of. As mentioned, the multilingual ticket system. So a ticket comes in from your customer, nothing to worry about. We do have those options available to translate if you're not fluent in that particular language. All right, so our conditions, we are quite fair and transparent, so we make sure that everything is pretty upfront. We have no hidden costs. And so, for example, your monthly basic fee, which is your overall subscription, starts at $39.95. And if you want to move with the plus option, $59.95, which is really a sweet spot and are recommended, you can link your online shop to your Kaufland Global Marketplace account. We offer a 30 euro credit for sponsored product ad credits on a monthly basis. We operate in terms of commission on a variable rate. So yeah, depending on the product category that you're selling in, then the commission is tiered and structured based on that. And you can see on the left-hand side of the screen how that works out for each country and each product category.
Tanisha, thank you very much for the presentation. And I would just a quick note here that we've been working with Kaufland as partners for over 2 years now, and it's been a great experience. And as a partner, we've got great support. So I'm sure that the growing number of Kaufland sellers among the general number of M2E sellers also proves that sellers go through the very high quality support as well. So after this part with the Kaufland and what it is and how it works and what you can get today, we will let you know also how you can benefit using M2E products and how we can actually help you get on the marketplace faster and with ease, in many cases without extra effort. So right now we are looking just at the overall presentation of M2E, because for many of you might be already familiar with what M2E is, and you might be already using M2E products, because we have a great variety of them today. Today, M2E offers a number of products and services designed to support e-commerce sellers of different sizes and at different stages. And if you got introduced to M2E when we were just the Magento extension. Today, we are much beyond the Adobe Commerce integration. You can see a whole list of platforms that we also support. And just another note that you are welcome to reach out to us if you sell on the platforms we support, or even if you are selling on a platform that is not here, for example, on the screen, but you would like to get the news about our next integration, your platform might be in the list. So moving forward from here, it's just a quick slide to take a look at the numbers, because they in a way highlight the scale of M2E ecosystem once again, and how the Kaufland users and sellers are adopted among the overall number of sellers. And we can now reassure ourselves even that businesses actually rely on M2E when they wish to expand, and not just across the world, but across the Kaufland countries that Tanisha mentioned today. So if you are, for example, selling just on Kaufland Germany, for example, and you are looking for ways to start selling on other countries, feel free to reach out either to Tanisha or to our team. We will help you out and give advice on how to do it as kind of in the fastest way possible. And this is just a quick slide to remind that we are happy to communicate with users. And it's actually one of our passions to help and support sellers who sell with M2E. And another part is getting the feedback to understand that we actually do what we aim at. And our goal is always to automate the sales, scale businesses, and show businesses that growing is actually easy when you know how to do it, or you have a partner that can help you growing. Moving forward, this is just another reminder of how many countries today, or in how many countries today Kaufland Marketplace is present, and how in almost a few clicks you can expand if you are already a Kaufland seller or you are just starting off. And all of those countries are supported by M2E, so you don't have to, you may not hesitate to get on all of them if you are about to start selling. And with the next slides here, we will let you know what features we've developed so far based on our experience to help you get on Kaufland or on Kaufland marketplaces or any other channels that you are looking for to expand your business in the easy and fast way. And I'll pass it to my colleague Darina here. She will in detail share these features with you.
Thank you, Anna. Hello, everyone. So whether you are just starting work with the Kaufland or your goal is to quickly expand your existing catalog, M2E will definitely save you time. And for example, instead of creating listings manually on Kaufland, you can simply reuse the product data that you already have in your store. That could be Shopify, Salesforce, BigCommerce, Magento, or any other supported by M2E platforms. So your store-based platform is usually used as a source of truth for Kaufland listings. This approach is more useful, especially for sellers who list products that no one else sells on Kaufland. I think many of you will agree with the statement that the choosing the right category or and filling in a large number of attributes for a huge catalog, it really takes a lot of time. And on this account, MTE have the after suggestion of the most relevant category based on your product title and description. You just need to review it, this after suggestion, and confirm the after suggestion. And the same approach we have with the attributes. If the data related to the product attributes is already exist in your store-based platform, you can simply reuse it in Kaufland as well. Once you map your store attributes to Kaufland attributes, for example, it can be manufacturer or model, M2E remembers this mapping, and next time the system already knows where to take this data from. And at the conclusion, I think it's important to mention that MTE constantly validates your product data in the background while you're working. And MTE checks your listings against Kaufland requirements and best practices. And during this time, you see what information is missing to get the product listed and what could be improved, for example, to increase your product visibility and sales. So instead of guessing what's wrong, you get a clear guidance of what you need to fix and why. And I think many sellers use MTE not only to list new products, but also to manage their existing listings on Kaufland. And in the most cases, the price and inventory management is the price and quantity is the most dynamic and I think sensitive parts of any catalog. And the core idea stays the same. Your store remains the main source of truth for the prices and quantities, and M2E gets you more flexibility with management. What does it mean? You can adjust the prices on Kaufland using our selling policy. Selling policy helps you to increase or decrease or set rounding rules or even control which warehouse stock is used to help you to build your business strategy and assign each selling policy to the products in bulk by category, marketplace, or other products parameters using the hours advanced filters. So in this ways, you keep full control over the pricing and inventory without managing everything product by product. And of course, no business is complete without sales and order management. MTE also simplifies this part by allowing you to receive and fulfill Kaufland orders directly from your store without constantly switching between different platforms. So how it works? When a new order is placed on Kaufland, MT automatically catch this event and creates a corresponding order in your store. In this case, all key information regarding your order, such as ordered products, quantities, taxes, customer details, everything that you need to process this order correctly will be in your store-based platform. From your side as a sellers, the process stays very familiar. You simply prepare the order for shipment in your store, select the shipping service and add the tracking information, and M2E will pass in automatic way this information to the Kaufland without any extra manual work. And once sellers get comfortable with M2E and Kaufland, they start asking a very, I think, natural question, okay, what's next? And if you're already working with M2E, you can take the same setup and expand to other marketplaces like TikTok Shop, Amazon, eBay, Carrefour, and more. And for you as a seller, nothing really changes in your work. You are still using one interface, one source of the product data. You can still manage all your orders in one place. Everything that you already built for the Kaufland integration will be available for other. For example, the product structure, the pricing rules, the inventory logic, your order workflows all will be easily transferred. So instead starting from scratch every time, you can simply scale with the flow that already works, and this is a main idea of MTE. And the last thing that I want to mention, it's regarding the Amazon multi-channel fulfillment. This service is also available in M2E, and it helps to store your products in Amazon warehouses, but still them on Kaufland or in your own store. For example, when a customers place an order on Kaufland or your store, M2E automatically sends a fulfillment request to Amazon. And after that, Amazon handles everything regarding to delivery and fulfillment. So if you want to sell on different channels, but with Amazon MCF, fulfillment happens in the one place. I think it sounds really simple and efficient, especially for businesses that want to reduce their part of work regarding to the order processing and shipping. So just to warm up, if you are new to M2E, we invite you to book a demo with our customer success team. You will see how our products works, get tips about your setup, and if necessary, get help with the listing your first products. We also provide the 30 days trial. And if you are already using M2E, this is a good chance to expand to a new marketplaces, for example, on Kaufland Marketplaces, or learn more about the M2E features that I mentioned before, and you may not be using them yet.
I think I will really quickly use a chance here. I've just jumped in to highlight the importance of this onboarding process when you are just starting with the new integration, or you are just starting selling on channels like your first channel is Kaufland, for example. We understand that we've learned it actually throughout the years that businesses are very diverse, and very often the setups are very unique. And we are happy, and we have the team who can do a catalog examination of a product data. The whole system can be examined and analyzed. We will help you understand what would be your flow at the beginning. We'll help you actually set it up with the shared screen presentation, as Dorina mentioned, with the selection of right categories. Sometimes the products we know that require additional authorizations on marketplaces, and as long as your products are verified and supported by the marketplace, we will definitely find the proper and most suitable category for you. And we have this great practice of listing for businesses. Just to give an example of the process. And right now, actually, we are going through a few onboardings, and this experience of getting products listed on the marketplace for sellers to demonstrate the flow and the result is great, and very often it actually proves and helps sellers understand that it's not as scary as it could seem, for example. And also the orders. If you want to play with orders, we understand there are ERP systems that can be connected to platforms, to Shopify, to Magento, to Adobe Commerce. We will make sure that the flow that you have already been using is also integrated with the new orders coming from channels. So if you need to discuss that separately, we can go on a call and also help you, like draw the picture of how it's going to work for you after the new channel is connected. I think we're good here. And thank you very much for being with all of us during this whole session. And feel free to drop your emails to our support teams. We are doing our best to respond as fast as we can. In case you don't get an answer immediately, we'll get back to you in a few hours or the next day.